Hello, Michelle here from The Influential Me. Quick thought for you. If there was a recession tomorrow and your company had to make redundancies, would you be the first one to be let go or would you be the last? This has been on my mind so much over the past few weeks. Every single meeting I've had in the past 2 weeks has mentioned the R word. Yep, you guessed it, probably from the title of the video given. Recession. Recession. As if life wasn't complicated enough, right? It's on its way for sure. When? Nobody knows. But one thing is for sure, it is coming. The good news is, a lot of business leaders seem to think that there's time for contingency planning, which is good news for us, because it means we can make preparations in our lives too. Here are my 5 tips on what you can do to recession-proof your career. Here goes. Number 1, make yourself indispensable. Sounds logical and illogical depending on which school of thought you come from. I work with a lot of senior leaders and the prevailing wisdom is that you shouldn't do this. You should do the opposite and make yourself dispensable. Be amazing at your job, but don't let people pigeonhole you and think you're only good at finance or have your managers worry that, oh, if we promote Michelle, the department's going to fall apart. And I agree with that logic. But, and it's a big but, in these pre-recession times, you kind of need to find balance and make sure whichever fort you're holding down is well and truly held down. You need to be somebody who is trusted organization-wide to execute. And you may want to be dispensable by showing that you can be trusted to execute at loads of different levels, and that's good. But be sure you don't get sucked into being a jack of all trades and a master of none, because when they come to, you'll be the first to go. And you don't want that. So number 2, get ahead of your finances. There's absolutely nothing worse than being anxious about losing your job and then on top of that, having the lack of financial security cloud your judgment about potential next steps. You don't want to be out of choices, out of options. You want to be holding the trump card. Now is the time to put your money away and really plan for your future. Where possible, avoid entering into non-essential loans, let go, don't worry about the phone upgrade, and stick with that car you've had for another 18 months until you're in excellent financial shape, okay? Number 3, have 2 or 3 contingency plans. What do I mean by that? Well, what would you do if you lost your job tomorrow? How would you survive? What other jobs could you go for? Is there another department in your company right now that you can work in? It's important to think about these scenarios and go beyond that so that, you can have a solid plan. Make a plan, please, and have contingencies. Think strategically about ways you can enhance your value in your organization. Think about ways you can enhance your values in other organizations as well. You have to start thinking in more than one direction. I had a colleague once who used to go for interviews every 3 months, even though he was happy in the company. I asked him, I was like, why? Why'd you do this? And he said, it's always good to know what's going on in the market and where I'm valued most and where I'm valued least. At the time, I thought he was bonkers. But nearly 10 years later, he's a managing director in a global tech firm. And looking back on it now, he had his head in the game. He was making plans and he was being strategic. How can you? Number 4, leverage the power of your networks. Business is a fraction of what you need to get done, right? It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Ask yourself, who do I know that can help me advance my career right now? How much time am I spending with them before it becomes too late? Soon enough, the market will be flooded. Everybody's going to be looking to leverage networks. Everybody's going to want something. It's a game of supply and demand. Don't get caught on the wrong side of it. Number 5. Invest in yourself, please. It's essential to increase your value because with recessions, people often get paid less and have to work more. Also, organizations naturally value people less because when they're downsizing, they don't need them, right? It's simple. And the ones that they do keep have to then work more to make up for the diminished workforce. But if you invest in yourself, you increase your value, you allow yourself to have options that other people don't. Investing in yourself allows you to get knowledge that will keep you ahead of the curve. Investing in yourself will differentiate you and will also encourage other businesses to be drawn to you because you're a person of high value. That's all from me. It's been on my mind. I'd love to know what everybody else thinks about this situation, but we do have to recession-proof our careers. So let me know in the comments below what you're doing to recession-proof your career, because the time is now. Let's get ahead of that curve.